टाइमिंग, हाँ टाइमिंग. Sorry for the delay. Actually, it was not for my fault. I was stuck in the Central Vista project thing. Like it's a harm when you're sitting next to the PM office. Good evening. Okay, so we'll be starting today geography. Okay. Okay, so new duster. Okay, so before starting, I would like to ask some questions to you. Like, how many of you find geography difficult? Compared to other subjects, what you're reading like political science, geography is easy? सबके लिए easy, okay, that's very good. Okay, because what I generally find, students they find geography little hard compared to other subjects. Okay, and harder is they feel it they know things but they're not able to represent them properly. When I ask questions, main questions are difficult to answer. So is that the thing with you, or you are comfortable with both objective questions also? नहीं, उनसे पढ़ाऊंगा ही. आपने भी पहले कुछ पढ़ा होगा ज्योग्राफी? नहीं, इतना नहीं. अपने 10th तो पास करिए ना आपने. हाँ, तो उतना ही आएगा एग्जाम में. उतने अगर आता है तो उतना सफिशिएंट है ना. उसके आगे थोड़ा सा पढ़ना है खाली ना, little more than that. Okay, so if you are comfortable with 10th level things, it's more than sufficient. Okay, like simple way, I'll tell you just for understanding. You know that Earth is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees. Yes. So what does that thing mean physically? क्या मतलब है उसका? Earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees. You know this? Yes. So what does that thing mean? हाँ, बताइए. नहीं, फिजिकली मतलब कि उसका सेंस क्या है. तो सेंस मतलब क्या मतलब उससे? समथिंग इज टिल्टेड एट 23.5 डिग्री. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दैट? कि सपोज एक पेड़ है ना, दिस अ ट्री स्टैंडिंग perpendicularly to the earth. Okay, we say it's upright. So physical significance is standing upright. So when I say this is upright, it is with comparison to the surface of the earth. This is at a 90-degree angle. So what is physical significance when I say earth is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree? क्या मतलब है उसका? जैसे ग्लोब भी किसने बताया, ग्लोब भी टेढ़ा रखा हुआ है. तो क्या मतलब है इस चीज का, क्या मत समझते हो? वो 23.5 डिग्री कहां पर एंगल है? वो एंगल इज बिटवीन टू थिंग्स. एंगल जो होता है दो चीजों के बीच में होता है. हाँ, तो हम बताइए. उसका ऑर्बिट इज अ लाइन. हाँ, उसके बीच का जो एंगल है वो 23.5 पे झुका हुआ है. So what he is saying, this is orbit. Orbit, and this earth is rotating. Okay, so this angle is 23.5 degree, right? No sir, huh? No, okay. See, this is earth and this is north pole, this south pole is tilted. It is like this. Yes. So this angle is 23.5 degree. No sir. No. okay, so we cannot have a, first of all, angle between curved and a straight line. ठीक, curved surface पे और उस पर कुछ angle का significance नहीं कुछ भी, it doesn't signify anything. So what it actually means, see, it means, suppose this is a plane in which Earth is orbiting the sun. So it is like this. Suppose this is Earth and this is sun, and Earth is revolving around the sun on this table. This is a surface on which Earth is revolving. So from this surface, the angle of the axis of the Earth is 66.5 degree. ये मतलब है कि this 23.5 degree signifies the angle between the plane of orbit and the axis. See, they have asked this question in the exam. Just they have given the statement. Okay. So what is 23.5 degree signifies, like they gave the statement and most of the students made it wrong in prelims. So yeah, this is there in 6th or 7th class. So things that we have to, only simple things are there, we have to do it more thoroughly. इस स्कूल में हम क्या करते थे कि we used to learn what is latitude, what is prime meridian, है ना? Now significance is required. What does it actually means? Those things are required. So why I gave this example is for you have to again visit your NCERTs properly. That is important thing. Okay, and see, there is no shortcut for success. Everyone says this, but we keep on applying shortcuts. Okay, and we say we are doing smart work. Okay, but we are not doing smart work actually. When we're using shortcuts for many things, that is not smart work. That is like we feel that notes मिल जाए हमको ना. We get notes, we read that. But notes are notes. See, book and notes, there is something different. Notes, when you prepare your own notes, that is for you. I prepare notes, that is for me. That may not be that useful for you. Because some things are so obvious for me that I will not write. Okay, like I will never write this. This is very obvious for me. Okay, for someone like Sri Lanka lies to the north of equator, or equator passes through Sri Lanka. Is Sri Lanka fully, completely north of equator, or? See, now for some it is a confusing thing, for some it is so obvious Sri Lanka is completely in the northern hemisphere, so we will not write this. Okay, so notes will not help. Book will give you full, complete knowledge. Plus, it will give you confidence that I have read this. If exam question is there, if I am not knowing, no one will be knowing this. ठीक है, ये confidence आपको अंदर से आएगा when you read book that if I am not knowing, nobody is knowing. Okay. Plus, then you will not feel like reading more notes also. इसके अच्छे थे, इसके अच्छे थे, इस सर के अच्छे थे ना. You read the main thing. Nothing is required. Okay, so that is one focus you have to do. Okay, and one more thing, like have you seen question papers? Like I have been interacting with the students when I was not taking class also. Now some students were saying that questions from geographies are not there. Like they're not focusing on geography nowadays. For 5-6 years, geography questions are not there. So some are planning to like leave it aside for this prelims. So do you have you seen, first of all, you have to see that question papers. Have you seen question papers last 4-5 years?
Yes, sir.
देखना चाहिए, है ना? देखो question paper सबसे important thing है. See, that will tell you whether what you are reading is right or not, what teacher is teaching is right or not, whether teacher is like going through the right path or not. That is the most important thing you should do. Syllabus, then question paper. That is the most important thing, which will help you decide what to read, what not to read, which book to follow, what not to follow. ये बहुत important है आपके लिए. ठीक है? Okay, so how many of you seen question papers? Like, have you observed this phenomena? Like, geography questions are not there. कुछ ऐसा है किसी को लगा कुछ? देखे 5 साल के पेपर देखे किसी ने? Seen? See. Okay, so what is trend? Tell me a trend. Like, किस एरिया तो क्वेश्चन ज्यादा आते हैं आजकल? Correct. इतनी धीरे से? Economics. Okay. Polity. Current. Environment. Okay. और history. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Actually, all of you are right. Anything else? What you feel like some area is there which is asked? Geography. Okay, good. Thank you. I should say thank you. Okay. Anything? Any other subject? Art and culture. See, सैचुरेट हो गए ना, साइंस रह गया बेचारा, उसको अपने करंट में जोड़ दिया. साइंस इज लेफ्ट बिकॉज साइंस दे आर आस्किंग साइंस एंड टेक, so that generally they ask from current affairs, but that is science and tech, है ना. See, remember this, the trend is, what is the trend? I repeat this sentence again and again. The trend in UPSC is that there is no trend. You cannot focus on particular subject. Okay, UPSC keeps on changing things. Okay, suppose they are asking polity for few years, 2-3 years, then they will not ask that much of polity. Sometimes 21 questions are there, sometimes only 13 questions are there. Okay, and you cannot pass the exam now after leaving one subject. You have to do all subjects. Maybe you have to do some subjects more thoroughly, some subjects less thoroughly, because see, understanding of every one of us is different. You must have seen this. Some of us were very good in science, some of us were very good in literature, economics, okay, so we have some different affinities for different subjects. Okay, but the challenge here for IAS exam is you have to do all. See, I've seen students like they're doing MPhil or PhD also in particular subjects, so they're very good in history, or they're gold medalists also from their college, but they're not able to crack the exam. It is not that they're not intelligent, it is that their focus area or their mind works in particular area in which they're very, very good. Like Sachin Tendulkar is very good in cricket. Okay, Lata Mangeshkar was very good in singing. So one particular field, you become expert. But IAS exam don't require that thing. You have to be not excellent in all subjects, but very good in most, good in few. You cannot leave anything behind. Okay? This thing, okay. So we'll have more of these type of useless things. Okay, so we'll start the topic. So what I expect from you is like start looking question paper. That is very important thing. And start current affairs also. Read some newspaper. Maybe if you're not preparing notes also, that is okay if you're not writing this year, but start reading newspaper. That is very important. Okay, you get many things, you will know about things. See, now questions are asked like you feel like current affairs they're asking 4 years, 5 years back question. Now, see, students who complain like come to me with some problems like after they write the exam, they fail the prelims exam, they say they're asking current affairs for last 3 years, 3 years old current affairs. तो कितना current affairs करना है फिर? कितना करेंगे हम? Like it is not possible 3 years. You cannot do all magazines of 3 years, all newspaper 3 years. That is not possible. So we have to start from now only. Most important thing, like see, what is Central Vista? Central Vista project.
So it's a project which is on PM के इंडिया गेट के पास जो बनना है.
Yeah, it is a new infrastructure which is made around the existing parliament. Okay, so it will have many offices there. Okay, at one single place. Okay, now this thing we know. Now this is a very important project of India. We can say historical project. Now they'll ask some important things. Not today. After 2 years. Which animal or which organism inspires the building of Central Vista? किसकी शेप में? वो हाथी, घोड़ा, building ना? That building get inspirations from peacock. The feather of peacock, मोर पंख, उससे inspired है. Like this little detail which they have been projecting in the newspaper for a long time. Like what is Central Vista project? But this thing they will not ask now, because if they ask now, everyone of us will be knowing. तो आपको तो अभी भी नहीं पता, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But they'll ask after 3-4 years, they'll ask the important thing from that area. See now, every one of us knows about this coronavirus. वायरस का सब डिटेल सबको पता लग गया ना. See, अब हुआ क्या? Like what happened? Like actually it happened with me also. All of us knew that corona is important, virus is important. They'll ask some questions. So I also prepared some current affairs notes. Okay, but what they asked? They didn't ask any question on vaccine or simple virus. They asked a very depth question in virus, which I prepared, but I didn't give in the notes. मैं क्या सोचा था, इतना डीप में तो नहीं पूछेंगे, but they go in very deep in some areas. See, a news which is there in news, okay, a thing which is event which is there in news for few days or maybe once or twice in the newspaper, they'll ask the basic thing. But if a news has been there for a very long time in the news, or news which is very important, they'll ask things from the depth. Means you have to do in much detail. Like suppose Russia is planning to attack which country? So they will not ask this question. Okay, but this has been there in news for a very, very long time. What they can ask? See, what question you should expect? Seas which surround Ukraine. Countries which surround Ukraine. Like that, they'll ask questions. Okay? समझ रहे हैं? इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस मोर इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. सो यू हैव टू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग लाइक अ एग्जाम सेटर. देन ओनली यू कैन प्रिपेयर योर करंट अफेयर्स. बिकॉज वन मोर कंप्लेंट आई फील लाइक स्टूडेंट्स आर सेइंग अखबार में तो कुछ आया ही नहीं, 10 रुपए खराब हो गए. हिंदू लाइक जैसे हिंदू में कुछ नहीं आया. ऐसा हो सकता है कि अखबार में कुछ नहीं आया हो. यू नॉट डोंट गेट इवन सिंगल न्यूज फ्रॉम अ फुल दिस मच थिक न्यूज़पेपर, 20 पेज न्यूज़पेपर. कुछ भी वर्थ नहीं था आपके लिए. एंड वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सीरियस जर्नलिज्म, सीरियस न्यूज़पेपर लाइक हिंदू और इंडियन एक्सप्रेस. कुछ होता उसके अंदर. ठीक है, ऑलवेज ये सब. इफ यू आर नॉट रीडिंग एनीथिंग मींस यू आर नॉट रीडिंग इट प्रॉपर्ली. दैट इज ओनली थिंग. You start reading, you will get things. At least editorial things will be there surely for your mains feeding points. Okay. So start reading newspaper. That is very important. Don't depend on like magazines are secondary. See, I did one exercise recently. Like what I'm not starting the subject still. I have like 5 students who wrote prelims from your batch only, previous batch. I think if you remember. Anil, if you remember anyone? Anil? He was there 3 years back. Anil, okay. Parul? Okay. So, I discussed, they are in direct contact with me nowadays, okay. So, what I found, like, what they're doing, like, they're not reading newspaper. They're saying that Hindu is covered in one of the online videos of some coaching. Okay. Some coach, कुछ है कोचिंग का नाम पता होगा आपको, है ना? Many coachings are doing nowadays this thing. They're giving the gist of Hindu. So I told them, okay, we'll do one thing. For 3 days continuously, I'll read Hindu newspaper. I'll prepare handwritten notes, and you do your thing, what your coaching is giving. Then we'll share our notes. So I shared notes with them. So and they're saying 60% things are new. They're not discussed in the newspaper. Like, have you heard this term? What about? It has been there in news. What is it? क्या है ये? Okay. So what is this? Facebook. And this is not suiting the stars of Facebook. Facebook is facing a lot of losses because of this. Okay. So this is there in news. Okay. So such things you will get in news. Maybe some things are not covered in your that so-called gist of Hindu. अखबार बहुत ज़रूरी है. It is very important to do newspaper. You can keep your this magazines, online magazine or other material as secondary source. And sometimes they say one more problem what they are facing is like they say we prepare Hindu notes बहुत मुश्किल से prepare करते हैं मतलब हाँ थकते ही obviously and they spend 2 hours to prepare notes and what they find same thing is there in the gist. They feel they wasted their time. ऐसा लगता है उनको ना कि टाइम वेस्ट कर दिया कि वो तो था ही पहले से ही. So what I suggest is suppose you get some news in the newspaper, you feel that it is very important, write something about it. Okay. Okay. At least what is there in the newspaper, at least write that thing. Then when you're doing that current affairs thing, if it is covered there, like background is covered there, that is okay. Otherwise, you will search for that thing afterwards from somewhere. Because this thing happens like in newspaper, they will not cover the background things, historical aspect of things which are there in the news. Like suppose a term is there, Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. They will not describe what is Bitcoin, what is cryptocurrency. They will just give the problems which are there now at present in Bitcoin industry. Okay. Or virtual currency. So you feel that this is very important and you start preparing notes. But you feel, you see, when you see that notes of some magazine, you see everything is there from Bitcoin was there. You feel that the notes which you prepared were useless because it didn't have background about Bitcoin, how it works. Okay, the magazine thing has everything. Okay, so at least in your notes write something like Bitcoin or some few lines which are there in the newspaper. Okay, then and it is if it is there in the newspaper, this magazine, don't write details. If it's not there, then find the details and complete your notes. ऐसा कुछ करो, it will help. And these are real issues which students face. Okay. And you know Amit Rana? No? अच्छा, student था. Okay. Like he's very sincere in the sense like he has been doing many coachings. एक, दूसरी, तीसरी, चौथी है ना? Like, but he is very sincere student and he was preparing Hindu very seriously. अच्छा मैं उनका नाम लेके बोल रहा हूँ particularly, but I think you should gain something out of this, है ना? He has been doing Hindu very sincerely and I told you stick to this. This is very good. Okay, it is taking time, but you stick to this. He was not writing. He was just like he was able to do that cut, copy, paste, and prepare online notes himself. Okay, he is doing this activity and like what happened? Then he was not in touch with me for 3-4 months. Just before prelims, like 1 month was left. He asked me, sir, give me some tips for last 1 month. I said, you have been preparing notes, you have shown your notes, read those notes. Don't focus on other things which will be coming to you through various sources. He said, I am doing vision now. So, मैंने बोला क्यों? He said, जल्दी से हो जाएगा, easy है. तो मैंने IAS का एग्जाम तो जल्दी से easy का है ही नहीं. It is IAS exam is not that thing. Fast करना है, जल्दी से करना है, easy तो है ही नहीं. So he said that what should I do now? I said, now you cannot do anything. I cannot ask you to go back to Hindu. But 1 month you cannot prepare Hindu notes. I said, whatever is there with you, go thoroughly with those vision only. And he came from the exam and he said, the statement was, not even single question was there from vision. वहाँ तो कुछ भी नहीं आता. आप भी कर रहे होगे, बहुत सारे लोग विजन बताओगे नहीं अभी, you not tell me, है ना? But you will be doing. Some urge is there from that side to push you. You have forgot forgot to read newspaper. You have urge to buy that magazine and read that. दैट इज यूजलेस थिंग, अवॉइड डूइंग दैट। कुछ और पढ़ लो, एक ही तो मना करना, 1000 सोर्सेज है ना, उसको छोड़ दो, उसको एटलीस्ट लीव दैट थिंग। अच्छा सिंसियरली बताओ ना, कौन कौन पढ़ता है विजय? अच्छा कौन, अच्छा पढ़, ओके, सो ही इज वेरी सिंसियर, लाइक वो सब पढ़ रहे हैं ना, बता नहीं रहे ना, ऑल ऑफ देम आर रीडिंग, आई नो दे आर रीडिंग, बताएंगे नहीं पर ना। ओके सो आई स्टार्ट नाउ ना, बहुत हो गया। सो प्लीज डोंट डू रॉन्ग थिंग्स, है ना, that will make your life a little harder. Do the right things, it will make life easy to go through in the exam. Okay, so see why I'm telling, like there are many like students or elders like who guide you through these things, and you say ठीक है हुआ कुछ है ना. So I have some experience of something, okay, which is relevant to you. Okay, I can just tell you, like I cleared this UPSC exams now. I cleared NDA in 11th class, NDA again in 12th class, CDS, CAPF, okay, and UPSC I wrote 4 mains, 4 interview I faced. I was selected once only, 3 times I failed in the interview, okay, and UPPCS I cleared, I got selection there also, okay, so I have some experience of this UPSC, okay, so and I have been teaching and this is not my, this is not my main profession. It's like something like my hobby, okay, so and I'll never misguide you, okay, and if you want to see my phone, you can see students have been in contact with me, okay. See this, can read it out. You understand Hindi? Okay, आप ये पढ़ो क्या लिखा उन्होंने ना, this, हाँ, सुनाना भी उनको।
सर देखना कहीं मैंने ज्यादा तो नहीं लिख दिया।
हाँ ठीक, okay. So he has prepared history notes, okay, and history notes some chapter 7th chapter from that book. That book is there na, Spectrum. So these are his history notes. Actually, he is sharing history notes also with me to get proper guidance whether he is writing right or not. So like he has delayed his life by 2-3 years, the student. So because he is doing some wrong things. Okay, now he is on right track. Okay, so study he has to do only. Like no one can study for you. But you at least should read right things so that your time is not wasted. समझ? तो आपको 3-year-old student, he is not giving me any money, he is not giving anything to institute. Okay, so why I am getting connected with those students? Just because I feel that you are working hard, you should reap the results. You should get the fruits of your hard work. And when your hard work should be in right direction only. Okay? जो नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते, ठीक है, but those who are sincere and studying, at least they should get the result. Same thing, not every one of you will get IAS. Some will get some other services, some will get maybe some state PCS, but if you work hard, surely you will get something that will be worth cherishing in life. Only thing is you should go in the right direction. Okay, सही डायरेक्शन में जाओगे ना तो फेलियर का चांस नहीं है, आपको कुछ ना कुछ जरूर मिलेगा, आपको अच्छा मिलेगा, ठीक है. Okay, with this I will start. Okay, so I can start with 2 things. One is basics, latitude, longitudes, and second is origin of Earth or our universe. So tell me which subject, which topic should I start with? Huh? Basic, okay. Syllabus. Syllabus बता दूं? See, okay, now tell me. Syllabus is there on UPSC site. Nah, seriously. Should we discuss that thing? One thing we can discuss. What we should discuss is what are the areas which are important for us, okay, where we should focus more. That we can discuss, okay. Not that this topic is there, earthquake is there, volcano is there, not like that, okay. ठीक है, तो syllabus आपके पास है in my notes. This time I will include on the front page, I will include the syllabus also there, okay. So I will discuss the areas from which where you should study, and then things, okay, books, sources also. See, in general, if you see in your prelims, syllabus is not defined properly. Properly in the sense, it is not like this. Something is written there, and they'll ask question from there only. ऐसे होता है ना? Like they've written one line there. Any candidate who is well versed about or curiosity about his surrounding, he should be able to answer the current affairs questions. ऐसा होता है क्या? क्वेश्चन तो इतना हार्ड पूछते हैं ना वो लोग, दे नॉट आस्किंग नथिंग. सो वो लाइन ही गलत लिखी हुई है यहाँ पर. एनीथिंग विद बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग, क्यूरियोसिटी, ओके, अबाउट हिज सराउंडिंग, ही शुड बी एबल टू आंसर. बट दे आर आस्किंग डीप क्वेश्चंस, ओके. सिमिलरली in geography also, in environment also, they've given only basic things, okay, and they're not just sticking to that only. They're asking many things around that or outside that area also. So some says that the syllabus of UPSC is anything between earth and moon. This is just a saying, okay, but we should focus in mains. At least we should focus. Main syllabus is little more refined. See, if you see Rajasthan PCS syllabus, IAS, they have defined syllabus very, very nicely. Syllabus बहुत बड़ा दिखेगा आपको, but they have defined very nicely, and they don't ask questions outside that. If they've given animal husbandry at some point, they'll ask question from animal husbandry only. Okay, they'll not ask question even from fisheries also. उतने भी बाहर नहीं जाएंगे वो. जो define है उतना ही पूछेंगे वो. Okay, that is a good thing about that. Ours, like, is a tricky thing. Syllabus is not well defined, but I'll tell you geography what things are there and from where we should do and what we should do actually. See, geography, one part is physical geography. Okay, don't write this. This is like not required. Just understand. Okay. So in physical geography, one part is geomorphology. Now, geomorphology is basically a study of earth, rocks, how earth formed, how the different phenomena on earth or from inside the earth are happening, how an earthquake or how a volcano occurs. Okay, so, or how mountains formed, how are plains formed, how plateaus formed. Okay, so this is the basic thing of geomorphology. This we have been studying, like in small classes also. Yes, the term was not there, geomorphology, but we have been studying. Like we know that there are igneous rocks, metamorphic rocks, sedimentary rocks. We'll do all these things. I'm just reminding, like you know all these things. Okay, how lava was there. You know this one term, lava is there when volcano erupts. Okay, so how it happens and what other things happens, that we study in this geomorphology. Okay, then in physical only there is climatology. Okay, we study about climate. Okay, weather phenomena, rainfall, cyclones. Okay, heat stroke, all those things are studied in this subject, climatology. And this area, they stick to very basic thing. Here in climatology, there are things related to current affairs